Has anyone ever told you that the richest man in the world, the most famous man in the world, the man who gives the most charity in the world, has never been rich by his hard work? He is the man who has been selling the goods of others all his life on his own. He destroyed an inventor until he died. The American courts said that his company should be divided into two parts. But nothing happened. He is the man who stands in front of the people and says that the world can be reduced by vaccinating the world.
First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15.
After hearing so much about this man, you will naturally say that he should not even come close to you and your children. But to your surprise, he is the man who stands in line to meet him when he comes to your country. A welcome carpet is laid for him and a status of a state guest is given for him. Just think for a minute that a man who has not made anything all his life, has always sold the goods of others on his own, has always used the connections of people of his own religion, has always followed the rabbi of Judaism all his life. So you can call that man greedy, money-minded, money magnet, but you can't call him a tech genius. And this is the stigma of the tech genius that he associated with his name and sold this impression all over the world. This man is Bill Gates, and let's understand the story of Bill Gates' wealth.
Hello, I'm Bill Gates.
One of the most hated people of all time. There are just countless articles, forum posts and memes hating on Bill Gates.
This story begins in 1975 in a small room in the US state of Seattle where a company took off, and the name of this company was Microsoft. The company of 3 or 4 people is not a major innovation, not a major product, but Bill Gates' company had a very big weapon, and that weapon was Bill Gates' mother, Mary Gates. It is important to understand that the people of the Jews support each other's businesses, take advantage of each other's connections, try to follow their rabbi so that their business flourishes in their network. Bill Gates' father, Bill Gates Sr., was also associated with a charitable institution. And that charitable institution is now known as Planned Parenthood. There are countless controversies in the world today, and I will cover what Bill Gates learned from these controversies from Planned Parenthood in my next series, Satanism. Coming back to the story, towards Bill Gates' mother, that is towards Mary Gates. Mary Gates was a respected businesswoman in the business circle of Seattle and was also associated with a charitable institution, United Way, and was also a member of its board members. There was also another board member in United Way, and that man's name was John Opel. John Opel was the chairman of IBM, the largest technology company of that time. In the 1980s, IBM launched a personal computer, but it needed an operating system to run it. Just like you need iOS and Android to run your phone today, IBM did not have this operating system. And this is where Mary Gates pitched her son's company, Microsoft, to IBM to somehow get their contract and take the operating system IBM wanted from Microsoft. But there was a technical problem here that Microsoft did not have an operating system, nor did they have any expertise, nor did they ever make an operating system in their life. But still, Microsoft got the contract. And after getting the contract, Bill Gates started thinking that now, how will we get this operating system in this world? Just imagine for a minute that you get a very big contract, but you have no experience of that work, nor do you know its spelling, nor do you know how to work. But still the contract is issued to you and the world still recognizes you as a technology genius. This is called open joke. In this way, Bill Gates decided that if he did not have this skill himself, then someone must have made the operating system, bought the operating system from him and sold it to IBM. And in this way, Bill Gates reached Tim Patterson, a programmer who had made an operating system and named it QDOS, meaning quick and dirty operating system. For $50,000, Bill Gates bought the operating system from him and named it MS-DOS, meaning Microsoft DOS, and sold it to IBM. But here, a very clever move by Bill Gates, by Microsoft, he put a non-exclusive clause while contracting with IBM. That is, IBM will not be the only company that Microsoft will sell MS-DOS to, but it is up to Microsoft to sell it to anyone. And this is what Microsoft did. Not just IBM, but 70 different companies sold their operating systems, i.e. sold MS-DOS. IBM did not earn the money that Microsoft earned. Now, it is important to understand that this MS-DOS, behind which QDOS was actually, it was also a theft. That is, who was the original thief and who was the original man in front of the thieves. Let's understand his story. The man whose picture you are seeing now, his name is Gary Kildall. But you must have never heard his name before, because Bill Gates and the media want you to never hear this name. This is the story of 1974 when Bill Gates was studying in college. At that time, Gary Kildall was a naval officer, a computer scientist, a teacher, and he had made the world's best practical operating system. And this operating system, Gary's company used to sell to many companies. And the name of the system was CP/M. When Microsoft made a PC and they needed an operating system, they first went to Bill Gates, not Microsoft. They first went to Gary. But Gary's schedule kept going up and down. There was no deal with him. It was in the negotiation that this deal was given to Microsoft in such a short time. Now the thing to understand here is that Gary did not get this deal. Microsoft got this deal from IBM. And Microsoft launched the operating system with IBM. When this operating system reached Gary, then Gary sat down holding his head. He said, "How did they make this operating system? This is my work that has been stolen." He even said in quote that today a question should be asked to Bill Gates or Microsoft about MS-DOS. Why is it that in MS-DOS, any command can be terminated by giving a $sign? Bill Gates will not know this because this is my software. I know this. Gary Kildall fought for justice in court for a long time. The story was that Tim Patterson stole Gary's software. Tim Patterson sold Bill Gates for $50,000. And Bill Gates sold the stolen goods to IBM in his name. The court case continued on Gary's side. But in 1994, Gary Kildall died in an accident. And Bill Gates gives him a tribute on his death that Gary was one of the pioneers of the computer revolution. The point to be understood here is that the person who has been ruined by Bill Gates in court cases all his life, he should be given a tribute on his death. This is injustice. This story goes ahead and comes in 1989. Then the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, visits the lab of Xerox. And he is surprised to see the innovation happening there. He sees that there is a new interface on drag and drop. Anything can be dragged by clicking with the mouse. He takes inspiration from there, and after taking inspiration, he starts innovation in Apple and Mac. This was the same era when Apple gave a contract to Microsoft to make software for Apple. When Bill Gates gets this access, he also gets access to the source code. He gets access to Apple's systems. And instead of paying attention to the software, Bill Gates started making Windows compared to Apple's operating system. When Steve Jobs found out, he was furious. And he told Bill Gates that you have started stealing my stuff. On which Bill Gates has a historical sentence. He says, "Steve, you know that you and I have a combined neighbor who is very rich. And that neighbor's name is Xerox. I went to steal a TV from him. I found out that you have already stolen from there."
You and I are both like guys that had this rich neighbor, Xerox, that left the door open all the time. And you go sneaking in to steal a TV set. Only when you get there, you realize that I got there first. I got the loot, Steve!
This case goes to court. But in court, Apple loses this case because the graphical user interface could not be copyrighted. At the same time, there was a scientist in Xerox's lab. His name was Charles Zimoni. Zimoni was the person who worked a lot on GUI, graphical user interface, and mouse working. But he was fed up with Xerox because Xerox was not commercializing these products. Bill Gates offered Charles Zimoni and brought him to Microsoft. And after Microsoft came, Charles Zimoni did what was not even in Bill Gates' imagination. As soon as he got there, he worked on Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. This means that the product launched by Bill Gates was also taken from Xerox. This means that this product was also stolen. In 1996, Hotmail was being discussed everywhere. An entrepreneur from Chandigarh, Sabir Bhatia, introduced Hotmail, the world's first free email service, to his friend Jack Smith. Bill Gates noted that 8.5 million users were using this email in such a short period of time. Bill Gates did what Bill Gates knew. Bill Gates offered $140 million, which Sabir Bhatia refused, but when the offer was made again, Bill Gates bought the company for $400 million. Sabir Bhatia said that Bill Gates had told him that it would be better if he sold the company. If he did not sell, he would make the same thing again and crush him in the competition. But this story does not end here. The story of theft continues. The 1990s was the decade of the dot-com bubble. The internet was everywhere. The only software that was used to use the internet was Netscape Navigator. Netscape Navigator was a great software. The whole world used it. But Microsoft's own Internet Explorer was also available. Most people did not use Internet Explorer. Bill Gates knew only two things: either buy it or destroy it. Microsoft did what you can expect from Bill Gates. They tried to stop Netscape from every side. If anyone bought Windows, he would be given Internet Explorer for free, and Netscape would be thrown out. When Netscape saw so much monopoly around him, he brought this matter to court. A judgment was passed in the court in 1990. This judgment was passed by Judge Thomas Jackson. He said that Microsoft has broken the Sherman Antitrust Act. Microsoft is creating monopoly. Therefore, this company should be divided into two parts. Microsoft went to the appeal after this decision. After using big lawyers and judges, the decision was in favor of Microsoft. That is, the decision was not made to break the company. Here a question arises for you. After listening to so many stories of Bill Gates, will you call him a genius of technology? Not at all. He is not a genius. He is a scoundrel who wants to kill his competition and centralize the power of money. He is the man in whose hands you have stopped the health of your children. If you have seen this video so far, then you have to keep the chronology in view throughout. When what happened? Then you will remember that when Microsoft did not break in 1990, when Microsoft violated all the rules of monopoly. Then Bill Gates finally appeared as a villain in the world. He is such a man who can go to any extent for money. He is such a man who does not care that people's jobs and businesses are associated with technology. He is only greedy for his money. And then as soon as the year 2000 came, Bill Gates played a masterstroke. And Bill Gates launched the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Bill Gates announced that now he will distribute all his wealth among the poor. But how? He will work on health initiatives. He will work on vaccines. In Africa, India, Rwanda, wherever there is poverty in the world, wherever there are health problems, Bill Gates will take his organization and provide vaccines to people. An innocent question arises here. When a person says that I will donate my wealth to charity, so technically, financially, he should become poor. So why did Bill Gates' net worth reach $50 billion to $100 billion? Now, this is a technical point that you have to understand. What happens is that Bill Gates gives his money to his foundation. The foundation invests that money in the pharmaceutical company. The pharmaceutical company makes vaccines. The foundation promotes the vaccine. The governments of the world buy vaccines. The shares of pharmaceutical companies increase. The money comes back into Bill Gates' pocket. What a beautiful vicious circle he has established for himself. In an interview with CNBC in 2019, Bill Gates himself said that our investment in vaccines is 20:1. We invest $10 billion. $200 billion comes back in return. This is the model of charity. Bill Gates used it to fulfill his narcissism. Today, Bill Gates is the largest non-government donor of the World Health Organization. That's why you see Bill Gates' policies being implemented in every policy, every debate, every vaccine initiative, every pharmaceutical intervention. In 2010, Bill Gates spoke about reducing the world's population by standing on the TED Forum. There are many supporters of Bill Gates in the world. They say that he is talking about reducing the population growth rate. An innocent question arises. Who gave Bill Gates the mandate to talk about reducing the world's population growth? Is he a part of any government? Not at all. Is he in any elected body? Not at all. Has he reached this level by the vote of the world? Not at all. Then who is he? He is the one who dictates the policies of the World Health Organization. Now, there is another story here that is very important to understand. In 2020, the University of Oxford was working on the COVID vaccine. Bill Gates directly funded and pressured that Oxford will not keep it open license. In fact, it will give exclusive license to AstraZeneca, a pharmaceutical company. Oxford was forced to do this. In return, the shares of AstraZeneca went up a record. And who earned the money again? Bill Gates. This is not philanthropy. This is a vicious business model that exists in front of you in the world. Our media is afraid of taking its name. It trembles and never lets the truth come to you. Now here you will think that why don't our media, our politicians see all this? Why don't they talk about these things? Why do they ask the personality of such a person? Now to understand this, you need to understand 3 traits of the personality of a person like Bill Gates. Because this kind of person is not only in Microsoft. This kind of person is present everywhere in the environment around you. The first personality trait of this story is narcissism, where a person considers himself to be a very big thing. The rest of the world considers it inferior. There is a report of Harvard psychology that says that such people overestimate themselves and the rest of the world underestimates everyone. The second personality trait is called Machiavellianism. It is based on the name of an Italian politician of the 16th century. And this trait says that these people are manipulative. They feel that the world is like a chessboard where you just have to play your moves. There is no need for morals, ethics, and ethics just to win. And the third trait is called psychopathy, where you stop feeling the pain of others and you can't even feel who has tears in his eyes, who is in pain, who is dying because of your actions. But they stop noting it. Do you know what is the most dangerous thing about the personality traits of such people? They have a good eye, they are giving TED Talks, smiling, giving charity, making reels with the tea vendor, they are on Instagram. They are collaborating with influencers. But deep inside, they are thinking that what will I gain by meeting whom? Bill Gates came to Pakistan in 2022. Then Bill Gates came to Pakistan in 2024. And the Pakistani media has started dancing that Bill Gates has come. Bill Gates has come. And this problem is not only of Pakistan's media or politicians. This problem is yours, mine, and all of us. And it is said in English that everybody laughs at rich man's jokes. Everybody laughs at the joke of a rich man. He gives more importance to his words. He wants to present his best in front of him. And this is what happens in your homes. When a rich relative comes, his 100 blood is forgiven. And this is the place where standing up and asking questions, asking legitimate questions and giving legitimate responses becomes your right. In the hands of such a man, your children's health is in your hands. In the hands of such a man, the policies of the World Health Organization are in your hands. And in the hands of such a man, the leaders of your country are in your hands. It is your right and your duty to ask the right questions, but you can only ask this question when you can get rid of the shine of his wealth. Whatever I shared with you about Bill Gates in this video, it is authentic, it is documented, and it is on record. And I have not come to vaccines yet. I have not come to the Epstein files of Bill Gates yet. I will definitely come in a video in the future. In the hands of these people, your children's health is in your hands. And the worst is that you don't even ask questions. I have just tried to cover Bill Gates so far, which I have not even covered completely yet. So how much is there to say? Imagine when the Pandora box of vaccines will open in front of you, what will you find out? That's why I tell you to start using your mind. Ask questions on things. Since he is a rich man, don't start worshipping him. Don't start dancing in front of his money. Ask the question, are your children safe? Are your children protected? Does the person who is saying this have any expertise in this thing or not? Is he elected or not? And until you do this, your children's health will be destroyed. You will lose your children. And these elites of the world, God forbid, will keep building their buildings on the corpses of your children. It is necessary to ask this question today. Stop asking Bill Gates. Ask questions. When someone criticizes you on ignorance, you get angry. You get anger, but you don't get pride.